No, Adamans is...
Ball in the state of North Dakota. The state Class B. I'm Raj Higgins along with Ed Schultz, Jay Trobeck, Pat Sweeney, and the rest of the North Dakota Sports Network crew, getting to bring you the entire first round of the state Class B tournament today. And Ed, what a field.
It can't be any better. Talking to Eddie Beyer this week from Hillsborough, he says, I've been around this stuff 24 years. He says, I've never seen a field like this come in. It's unheard of, was the term that he used when you look at all the undefeated teams coming into this tournament.
If memory serves me correctly, in the history of the Bismarck Civic Center, 2 teams have gone undefeated to win the state title. Lemoore a few years back, and one of Eddie Beyer's Hillsborough ball clubs. But most of the time, 1 or 2 teams has come into the tournament undefeated. This year, 5.
Yeah, and three of them are in that night bracket. Combined record of 94-1. Towner comes in as the only team in the night bracket with a loss, and people are kidding they should be embarrassed to get into that bracket. Towner's got an excellent ball club. There's no question about it. And this is being billed as probably one of the best, if not the best, state Class B tournaments ever. The media hype, the talk around town. You can't get a ticket. Was there a line out there this morning? Quarter of 6 this morning. People are out there going for about 600-700 general admission seats. It is going to be a house rocker tonight.
All right, as far as our first game this afternoon, Kindred has 4 losses. They're 19-4. They're a veteran ball club. They were here last year. They play an undefeated club in Newburg.
Well, you know, Raj, that's going to be something, interesting to see. How the first day jitters, if they're taken out of these ball clubs that have got the experience that have been here a year ago. For instance, Kindred, Towner, Eddie Beyer's club has been here before. That's a tradition, those kind of things. So the biggest 2 teams in the tournament are from the East, Kindred and Hillsborough. But you got a 6'8" kid, a sophomore named Keith Berman, who's coming in for Newburg. They don't know how good he is. I saw him work out yesterday. He's got a great touch on the baseline. He comes up from the baseline into the key. He's got a nice turnaround. And I tell you what, Workin and Croshes from Kindred are going to be tested right off the bat. They may have to go to the physical game to beat them.
Well, you mentioned the 2 biggest teams from the East, and yet now I'm going to slip a small one in on you. They're the Grafton of the Class B.
That's right.
Lankin Adams is undefeated, the L.A. Bruins, and they are tiny.
There's no question about it. Their record's big. Their lineup is small. 4 of their 5 starters are 5'9", and they list their center at 6 feet tall, but they're undefeated. So you go into the state tournament, you have absolutely no idea what to expect.
In the ball club they play, Glen Ullin is 20-3. A little deceiving with that record, too. They won their first 3 games of the year, then dropped 3 out of 4. But since that time, they've won 16 in a row. So they're coming in on a roll.
There's no doubt about it. You want to be playing your best basketball this time of year. Everybody's playing well. And teams have won close games to get here. For instance, Hillsborough and Kindred had 1-point wins in the region to get here. How do you measure what's going to happen here today? You just don't know, and we may be able to get a better indicator after that first day. There's so many undefeated teams. Right. It's unbelievable.
All right, we'll have those 2 ball games coming up for you very shortly. Right now, we'll be bringing in Pat Sweeney and Jay Trobeck, and they'll be with you after these messages.
$2 to the price shown on this factory invoice and this...
Welcome back to the Bismarck Civic Center. This is Pat Sweeney of WDAZ in Grand Forks. With me is Jay Trobeck of KQCD in Dickinson, a place very near and dear to my heart. And we will be your floor reporters for this 1984 North Dakota Class B boys basketball tournament. And Jay, last week we had plenty of surprises at the Class A, but this week really no surprise. It's almost like a dream tournament, isn't it?
Yeah, you're hard-pressed to find somebody who's going to come out and say that one team's a favorite. The coaches are even hesitant to pick each other because they know it's kind of putting the onus on them. But this tournament is wide open. As you say, we've got 5 teams coming in undefeated this season. Remember, a year ago at the Class B, 7 of the 10 teams that were ranked were gone by the time we got to the tournament. This year, the final poll, 11 teams were in it. 7 of them are right here, so it looks like we've got the cream of the crop.
Speaking of last year, let's talk about the 2 teams that were in the championship round last year, Hettinger and Mayport. Hettinger, of course, won the title last year, but neither of those teams are here. What happened to Hettinger this year?
Well, Hettinger was eliminated in the playoffs earlier. I guess John Butterfield's team, last year they came here, they had a real senior team, a bunch of veterans, and of course they graduated, so there wasn't much coming back for them this year, and that's why Hettinger isn't here. How about Mayport?
Well, Mayport, actually, they didn't have too bad a year. It's just that Hillsborough had a much better year, a perfect season. Mayport had some injury problems in the middle of the season, and it was just kind of tough to come back. I think they took 3rd in Region 1. Say, do you like the song On Wisconsin?
Boy, I'll tell you what. If you don't, you're in for a surprise, folks, because among the many oddities at this tournament is the fact that 6 of the 8 teams who are here have the school song on Wisconsin, so we're going to hear it plenty.
You got Newburg, Lankin Adams, and Glen Ellen both have on Wisconsin. We'll be getting it in stereo in the second game today. Hillsborough, Beulah, and Towner tonight. Now then, we've got to talk a little bit about Newburg here. They are all excited about the team being in the state tournament again.
Sure. Newburg's coach has been with that team for 28 years, brings a veteran team in, but as always, whenever you got a small town coming to the tournament for the first time here at the B4 Newburg, the town's pretty excited. Let's take a look at what happened in Newburg in preparation for this tournament.
They're coming back. Back at the Bismarck Civic Center, Ed Schultz along with Raj Higgins. Kindred and Newburg, our first ball game here today of the 1984 State Class B basketball tournament. Kindred, a very big, strong team, probably the biggest team in the tournament. They start Leon Workin at 6'6", Jerry Crocius at 6'5". They work the baseline extremely well. Enough people don't talk enough about their backcourt with Lee and Tweet. They play 7 players, Raj. They really don't substitute that much. As far as Newburg, Coach told me yesterday that they're going to play 5 until somebody gets in serious foul trouble. That's the kind of ball club they've been all year. They don't have anybody that can come off the bench and really get into double figures, and they're a very balanced scoring team, Newburg is, but they rely heavily on Kevin Bierman. He's a 6'8" sophomore, big, tall kid. He's got pretty good strength for a youngster. So we got a pretty good first ball game for you here to start out the Class B action here this afternoon in Bismarck. As far as Newburg is concerned, Chris Lamore starts at 1 guard, Stephen Hall at another guard. Now, backcourt is what we saw last week, Raj, in the Class A. Ball handling is so important when you get a number of teams in here that have earned their way to the best 8 in the state, and turnovers mean so much at this stage of the game.
Well, you know, Kindred will bank very heavily on Crocius and Workin for their points. They're the 2 big fellas, and they're both in double figures. But the entire starting lineup for Newburg is in double figures, Ed, and that's rather impressive. Lamourie, who you just mentioned, leads them with 18 a ball game. Jason Kirsten averages 15. Kevin Bierman averages 13. Steve Hall 12, and Eric Tweet 10. So that's an impressive starting 5.
Well, that means that they really move the ball well offensively, and everybody's gunning. Let's go down to courtside and Pat Sweeney.
Got some very happy Kindred cheerleaders. They're all excited about the Vikings being back in the state tournament here. What's your name?
Kim Broughton.
Anybody you want to say hi to back home?
Hi, Radell.
All right, who are you?
Becky Bartle.
Got any special hellos?
Hi, Donald.
All right, who are you?
Rika Erickson.
Got hi to anybody?
Hi, Rachel.
All right, who are you?
Angie Bartle. Hi, Grandma Smith. Sue Carlson. Hi, Grandpa and Grandma.
All right, we got all the hellos in. Now, you want to do a little pyramid for us? Is that it? All right, let's go to it here.
Ready? Ready, hit it. We're going to the top and we can't be stopped. Straight to the top.
Kindred will play Newburg in the first ball game here this afternoon. Raj mentioned that all of Newburg's starting 5 are averaging in double figures. Let's take a look at the Newburg Ball Club.
The Newburg Eagles are making their first trip ever to the state Class B tournament.
Newburg and Kindred coming up in a few minutes. We'll have more on our pregame show right after this.
It's been a while since these folks have been to the state tournament. Of course, we're down here with some of the Newburg fan supporters and, of course, the cheerleaders and the, what do you call yourself?
The Eagle, Newburg Eagle.
Newburg, what's your real name deep down underneath at night when you get that thing off?
Kristen Tweet.
Kristen Tweet. Let me meet your friends here. What's your name?
Jamie Henry. Trudy Stromberg. Patty Florine. Jody Brandt. Cassie Henry. Stephanie Newberger.
Stephanie Newberger. You want to spell that for me?
Newberger.
Okay, pretty close. So I guess you had an easier time making the squad than the others. Is that right?
I don't know.
Okay, Miss Newberg, can you and your friends do a cheer for us? Let us know how your team's going to do today.
Okay.
NHS, we are the very best, yes.
Kindred's front line is anchored by Jerry Croshus. His father coaches the team. That's a unique situation. At Kindred School in Kindred, North Dakota, head coach Jim Croshus and assistant coach Ray Workin have had two roles to play for the past 4 years. One as a coach and the other as a parent of a player. Both coaches have a son on the team. Both players are the two leading scorers for the Kindred team. Leon Workin and Jerry Croshus are the two big inside players for the Vikings. For the head coach, it's been a different experience.
It's been, I suppose, both good and bad. Certainly, it's probably added to the pressures that both Jerry and Leon have had to undergo because of being who they are and their fathers being who they are. But I have enjoyed the experience myself. There have been some minuses to it, but there are a lot of pluses too, working with your own boy out on the basketball court. But he's had to be a little bit better than the other kids, and he's had to perform probably a little bit, play a bigger role than what maybe he would have had to play, say, if somebody else was coaching.
Assistant coach Ray Workin plays the same role. He watches as a parent as well as a coach. Sometimes that can be tough.
It's hard to be objective sometimes, I think, because you feel for the boy rather than the basketball player, and I think it's hard on Jim because what I say sometimes isn't probably from coaching, it's from the father's point of view too. So,
what kind of things do you mean when you look at things differently? Do you have to grab a hold of yourself in situations sometimes?
Yeah, I think you do, Ed, because it's and until you've gone through it, and I hope you go through it sometime too. And it's sometimes you pull so hard that you tend to forget that basketball players are not your boys, and sometimes you want to blame somebody else, and you can't do that either.
The Vikings went to the state Class B tournament a year ago and won the consolation title. The Vikings lost to Munich in triple overtime in the quarterfinal round. This time, Jerry Croshus wants to make Dad's efforts worthwhile.
I've always said that the last 2 years I wanted to go to state, and you know, we went last year, and this year I want to win it for him. So I think Dad will probably not coach too much after this year anyway, so it'll probably be the last year for both of us.
You want to win it for Dad, huh?
Yeah, you bet.
This is Ed Schultz for the North Dakota Sports Television Network.
Well, speaking of that Kindred ball club, naturally they're out of Region 1 with that 19-4 record. Jim Croshus has a 222-72 record in 12 years at Kindred. As far as Newburg is concerned, this is their first Class B tournament. They played in the Class C back in 1960. They have an enrollment of 55. They're out of Region 6. They are ranked number 5 in the state. As we've told you, they're undefeated. Bob Hunska's overall record in 28 years, 452 wins and 189 losses. That takes care of the pregame show. We'll be back with the lineups and play-by-play basketball after this.
More and more people here in the Northland are learning that leasing a new Ford offers many advantages. And now, thanks to a special Ford...
In Bismarck, North Dakota, the site of the 1984 State Class B basketball tournament. Good afternoon, everybody. Ed Schultz along with Rod Higgins, Jay Trobeck, and Pat Sweeney. It's going to be a good one right from the start today. Kindred and Newburg go after it as you see some of the wild and woolly fans coming out of the woods to check out the State V tournament. Let's take a look at the Kindred lineup. As we see the Kindred Vikings, Leon Workin. He's a junior, 6'6" center for the Vikings. Also working inside is Jerry Croshes. He's a senior, 6'5" forward. Cy Weatherbury, backcourt man, 6 foot forward, up front. Troy Lee is in the backcourt, senior 6'2" guard. And Mike Tweet in the backcourt, 6'1" senior guard. Danny Driscoll, sophomore, 5'10" for the Vikes. Brent Holt, sophomore, 5'9". Marky Vanger, sophomore, 5'9". Michael Cattermas, Troy Kessler, sophomore, 6'1" for the Vikings. Steve Hall, senior, 6'2". Brian Jacobson, senior, 6 foot. And Robert Bratton is the team manager. Ray Workin, assistant coach. Jim Croshes is the Vikings head coach. And the team host, while the team is in Bismarck, Bill Miller. We'll be back with the starting lineups of Newburg right after this.
As they get a look at their roster, Kevin Bierman is the sophomore, 6'8" center. Jason Kirsten, a senior, 5'11" forward. Eric Tweet, a junior, 6'1" at a forward. Chris Lamourie, a junior, 5'11" guard. Stephen Hall, a junior at 5'8", is the other starting guard. Todd Wyman, a junior, 5'9". Evan Marchand, a sophomore at 5'6". Scott Kirsten, a senior at 5'10". Jeffrey Kirsten, a sophomore at 5'10". Brad Edwardson, a senior, 6'1". Shannon Hett, a sophomore at 6'4". Wayne Jensen, a senior at 6 foot even. Tom Dabley is the team manager. Raleigh Hochstetler is the assistant coach, and the veteran head coach of the Newburg Eagles is Bob Hunsker. Here's the Spirit of 76. There's the officials. Larry Hauser of Park River, veteran Jim McPherson, coach that won championships in both Class A and Class B. Those are your officials. The Spirit of 76 from Century High School, presenting the colors at center court. The national anthem today will be sung by Colleen Reinhardt from Almont High School.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Colleen Reinhardt of Almont High School, the singing of our national anthem.
Well, Raj, I can't see underneath the press box, but it looks like a pretty good crowd to me for the first day of the State B.
Not bad for a Thursday afternoon. And the one thing, when you're looking across where you are now looking, Mr. Schultz, every one of those seats is paid for. That's empty.
And I'm sure they'll get here sooner or later. Kindred and Newburg. Going to be a good basketball game right off the bat. The telecast of these tournament games has been authorized by special arrangement with the Board of Directors of the North Dakota High School Activities Association. Well, Raj, we're going to see a battle right off the front when you take a look at this Bierman kid, for Newburg going up against these front men right here, Working and Croshes. Leatherby is also a forward. Lee and Tweet in the backcourt. As far as Newburg goes, Lamourie, Hall, Bierman, Tweet, and Kirsten. So that's the starting lineup for both ball clubs. We're just about ready to get it going. Bierman will tip it away for Newburg, and Croshes will jump center for Kindred. Kindred's got the most losses of any team in the state tournament this year. They've dropped 4 ball games this year, and several of those was when Croshes was injured with the ankle. The tip comes away, and Kindred controls. This is Tweet with a basketball to the top of the key. Tweet goes right side to Lee. Lee baseline underneath, back out. Inside feed to Croshes. Turnaround jump shot, air ball, rebound, Tweet on the baseline. Working for the first time today. Now Lee gets it. Lee at the top of the key, goes right side. Down the lane with a jump shot is Lee. No good. Couple of shots by Kindred's not good. And out comes Lamourie with a basketball. Lamourie free throw line, and he traveled. Well, they're anxious to get the ball down the floor, that's for sure. Just started, no score. Full court pressure now by Newburg as Kindred works against it. Into the corner. This is Lee. Cross-court pass to Tweet. Tweet across the timeline and slows it up. Jerry Croshes now goes in, pulls it out now. This is Lee at the top of the key to Tweet. Outside the three-point stripe. Leon Working. Back to Lee, to Tweet. Tweet on the wing. Inside feed to Croshes. Goes up strong, but we got a jump ball call.
Moving in nicely, making the defensive play was Jason Kirsten. They let Croshes take the lob and then snuck in on him from behind. Here's a look at it. As he was going up, he got in there to tie him up long enough for the jump ball.
Looks like they want to play him physical. That's the only way you can play this ball club. Working in the lane, no good. Working again, no good. 4 shots, no good by Kindred. Newburg is yet to put it up. Kirsten goes down now, brings it back out. Left side, this is Lamourie. Lamourie at the top of the key. Gives it up to Hall. Hall with a basketball. Near side, Kirsten. Lamourie, cross-court pass, shot from the corner. No good that time by Kirsten. And we got a whistle underneath.
Bierman was over the back. The 6'8 sophomore picks up the first foul. There's the shot from the corner. Here's the battle for the rebound. Working has inside position, and Bierman is over his back for the personal foul called by referee Larry Hauser.
Now Kindred working against full court pressure again. This is Lee with a basketball to Tweet across the timeline. Tweet inside feed, now to Croshes, and he's fouled. Croshes will go to the free throw line as Kirsten picks up his first. Kindred is 0 for 4 from the field so far in this ball game. We are scoreless with 6:31 remaining in the first, and Jerry Croshes goes to the free throw line for the first time today.
Jerry averaged 16 points a ball game during the regular season. Working led Kindred with 17 a game.
First points of the game. First point, rather. Jerry Croshes with a free throw. He'll get another one. And it's 2-0 Kindred. Kindred lost their opening game of the state tournament last year in triple overtime. So if you want to talk first-day jitters, they had enough time to get rid of that one. Shot from the outside is no good by Lamourie. Pulled down by Working. Outlet pass, this is Leatherberry. Goes all the way, inside feed, Croshes. Loses the basketball, and here comes Newburg. Lamourie down court with the shot, and is fouled, and it's good as Hall. Nice play by Newburg that time.
All right, here comes the pass. Lamourie getting it out to Hall, and Hall is going to score, but he was fouled on the play by Mike Tweet. First foul against Kindred, and Hall will go to the line looking to finish off a three-pointer.
We're tied at 2. Hall with a free throw. Short, no good. Rebound. The big kid, Bierman, but he traveled. 6:06 remaining in the first. We're tied at 2. Kindred and Newburg. Leatherberry will put it in play. Loose ball. Picked up by Lee. Lee across the timeline. To the top of the key. Man-to-man defense by Newburg. Feed inside. Croshes off the glass strong. He scores, and it's 4-2. And one of the Newburg players was hit in the eye, and they're going to take a look at that. That's Hall for Newburg. 4-2. Kindred leads Newburg in the early going. We'll have a substitution now.
Let's see, they maybe just bring him over to the sideline on an official's timeout. He may wear contact lenses, I am not sure, but he does not seem to be bleeding or anything. It looks just like he needs some help getting that contact in the right place. We'll be back with more action following this. We've got the ball player taken care of. Let's see, did they make a substitution?
Yes,
they did.
Hall is out of the game.
Right, they're bringing in Scott Kirsten into the ball game for Newburg. Scott is a senior at 5'10".
And Newburg will bring the ball up now. Into the corner, and they lose it out of bounds, but it'll be Newburg ball. Lamori. All 5 of their starters average in double figures for Newburg. Outside, Kirsten with a jumper is short. Rebound in the lane, pulled down by Lee. Lee will bring it up uncontested. Top of the key. Right side to Tweet. Inside feed, working with a baseline jumper is good. 6-2, Kindred. Here comes Lamori. That's the second time he has slipped down. And I wonder if the floor isn't, well, it's got to be somewhat slippery. That's the second time Lamori's come down and lost his footing.
The foul is on Tweet as he reached in and tried to snake it away from the other Tweet. Eric Tweet of Newburg picks up the personal, 13 foul.
Lee loses the ball out of bounds, and Kindred will keep it. It was tipped from behind. Kindred leads 6-2, 5:06 remaining in the first quarter. Leatherberry will put it in play for the Vikings. This is Lee with a basketball, point guard. Leatherberry moves in, back to Lee, cross court, underneath, Tweet, puts it up and in. 8-2. Kindred jumping off to a 6-point margin here in the early going. Kirsten, cross court. Lamori, inside feed. Behrman gives it back out to Kirsten. Tight defense by Leatherberry in the corner. Cross-court pass stolen away by Crocious. Crocious goes coast to coast, loses the ball out of bounds, but it'll be Kindred ball.
Deep ball checking back into the Newburg lineup, so that injury was not anything major. He's right back out there.
Leatherberry will put it in play for the Vikings. To working in the corner. Inside feed, Crocious. Oh, strong off the glass. 10-2 is the count. Up the floor now. Lamori on the wing. Hall off the bench. No good. Rebound strong. Crocious. Well, they're dominating at both ends of the floor now, Raj, the big kids. Leatherberry almost loses it. Gets it to Lee. To Tweet. Baseline. Jump shot. He got it. 10-point lead for the Vikings.
Kindred starting this one out like they don't want to go triple overtime today. And Newburg is called a timeout.
To a big lead here. This is Hall with a basketball. Loses it to Tweet. Tweet goes all the way. Loses the basketball back to Hall, but he fouls him.
Here it is. Tweet getting his hand in there, snaking it away. And as he starts to cut back, Hall reaches in on him for the personal foul. That's the 4th team foul against Newburg.
And they throw it away, and Lamori comes up with it. Down to Bierman, all the way off the glass and in. First 2 for Bierman today. Full-court pressure by Newburg now. Tweet gets it to Lee. Up-court pass to Workin. Workin goes strong. Well, it was a 2-on-1 there once they broke the press, and it was Workin and Crocious they had to cover. Tough assignment. Lamori with the basketball goes down the lane, pulls up with a jump shot and scores. 14-6. Crocious. Pressure by Newburg to Lee across the timeline. Into the corner, Tweet, inside feed. Crocious, turnaround, jump shot off the glass and in.
He has 8 points already.
16-6. Kindred. Lamori. Kirsten, 15-footer, has it. Kirsten, I'll tell you this, don't count this Newburg ball club out. They are excellent shooters. This is the first time they've been in the state tournament. Let them get the jitters out. They're going to make a big game out of this one. Tweet to Lee. Lee outside now, working his tying his
Right.
shoe.
So they're kind of slowing things down. Okay, Leon's ready to go now.
Leatherberry inside feed working, rejected by Bierman, the 6'8 sophomore. Long court pass to Hall, goes all the way. He scores. They've cut the lead to 6 now. They were down by 10.
Hall now wearing glasses. If you remember, he came out when he had trouble with the contact lens. Number 41. He started the ball game, but now wearing glasses.
Cautious, double team. Across the lane feed is knocked out of bounds. It'll be Kindred ball. They tried to get it to working on the other side of the paint. Leatherberry will put it in play. 16-10 Kindred. Working now. To Lee on the wing. To Tweet. Back to Lee. Lee inside feed. Couldn't get it to Crushes as it was tipped away. They're starting to front him now. Lamore goes all the way. Puts it up. No good. And it's saved by Bierman in the corner. Oh, out of bounds there. Excuse me. That was Tweet. Couldn't keep it in. Hall did the right thing, though. He went out of bounds, and he knew he couldn't touch it when the ball was in play. Leatherberry puts it in play to Tweet. Man-to-man pressure now. Leatherberry to Workin. Cross court to Crushes. Goes strong in the paint. No good. Rebound to the outside is Hall. Hall, and we've got a blocking foul called on Crushes.
Now he was just a little late in getting there. Take a look at this. Now you'll see that Crushes plants himself just a little late, and he'll get nailed for the block. He moved into him.
Yep, good call. Lamore will put it in play. 16-10 with 1:24 remaining in the first quarter. Kirsten into the corner. Lamore, baseline jumper, air ball. Rebound. There's a new player in there for Kindred, and we turned it over there. Jacobson is in now for Kindred. Kindred playing the zone defense. Inside feed to Bierman, loses it, and Kindred controls. Leatherberry back to Lee. Lee will bring it up with 1 minute left in the first quarter. Near side on the wing is Tweet. Jacobson in the corner, back to Tweet. Inside feed to Workin. Turnaround jump shot by Workin is good. How do you stop that? Lamore. 45 seconds. Nice jump shot there, but it won't go. Rebound in the lane, pulled down by Tweet. To Lee. Loses the basketball. They feed it back. That was Tweet stealing it from. Rebound underneath. We got a foul on Leatherberry.
Third team foul against Kindred.
18-10 is the score. Kindred over Newburg.
28 seconds left in the period. And Crushes and Workin have 14 of Kindred's 18 points.
Kirsten puts it in play. Lamore, cross-court pass to Hall. Kirsten in the corner. Three-pointer. He's got it. Nice shot that time. 18-13 is the score with 15 seconds remaining in the quarter. This is Lee working against Lamore. Now Tweet. Jacobson in the corner. Back to Tweet. Tweet. Back out to Lee. 5 seconds. They go inside and lose it. That's the end of the quarter. 18-13 is our score.
The cheering has changed quite a bit here at the state basketball tournament. What's your name?
Shanna Marchand.
And you are?
Ellison Burden.
Now, I know your team nickname isn't something out of the space age, so can you explain to me what these things are?
Well, we went down to Kirkwood Plaza, and we were just shopping around, and we just thought we would do something.
Can you show me real quick how that works? All right. You have to see how technology has changed being a basketball fan in the 80s.
Back to live action. Tweet on the wing, takes the jump shot. No good. Too strong. Rebound. Tweet underneath. Tweet brings it up for Newburg. Top of the key. Left side, Lamore. Back to Tweet. Zone defense by Kindred. Kirsten, cross-court pass. Lamore, three-point shot. It's good! Oh, he's hit a couple from there. 18-16. They've cut it to 2. Crushes across the timeline. Leatherberry. Lee at the top of the key. Back to Leatherberry on the wing. Lee, high post is cautious. Inside feed. Tweet puts it up. We're going to jump ball call.
Tweet made the block.
Tweet on Tweet.
Right.
Controlled by Newburg. Kirsten goes all the way and scores. We're tied at 18. What a comeback by this Newburg ball club. They were down by 10. Tweet loses the basketball to Kirsten. He traveled. Jim Crocious off the bench, explaining a few instructions quickly against this Newburg press, which has been very effective. A couple of three-pointers has put Newburg quickly back into this thing. We're tied up at 18. Lee with the basketball. Tweet into the corner is working. Lee. Jump shot by Lee is no good. Rebound, Tweet underneath, and he's fouled by Hall. That's the 5th team foul on Newburg.
Bonus time now, the remainder of the first half for Kindred. Kindred themselves have committed but 3 personal fouls.
Tweet with a free throw. Is good. He'll get another one. 1 and 1. Kindred by 1. They led at one point by 10. Tweet with a second free throw gives the Vikings a 2-point advantage.
Kindred is 4 for 4 at the free throw line, and Newburg 0 for 1. There's your first quarter stats. The Vikings ruling the boards, and there's your foul situation.
In the lane, Lamori doesn't get it. Tweet with a rebound, goes back up high over Crocious, and Workin rebounds. Workin loses the basketball. Crocious kicks it out of bounds. It'll be...
Boy, Newburg's all over the place defensively right now.
Yep.
And they are really bothering Kindred. And Kindred wants a timeout with 6 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half. Back into this ball game with team quickness. They are around that ball all the time.
They certainly are, Raj, and Kindred's going to have to make an offensive adjustment and get some more movement against that pressure because it's starting to eat them up. 20 to 18, Kindred leads by 2, but momentum now swings with Newburg. Lamori in the corner. To Hall, to Kirsten. Inside feed. Bierman, we haven't heard a whole lot from him. Misses that one. Working, and Bierman will jump it up. That's his shot, Raj. He's at that baseline, comes in the middle of that paint. They get it to him quickly, and he fires. Working. And Bierman on the jump. It comes to Newburg's Hall. Kirsten with a jump shot. No good. Rebound by Workin in the lane. Leatherberry now against moderate pressure across the timeline to Lee. Near side is Tweet. Crocious is double teamed at the low post. Tweet to Crocious. On the floor, inside feed to Workin. Loses the basketball. Now he puts it up strong. Tweet underneath. Rejected by Bierman. Here comes Hall. Hall goes all the way off the glass. No good. Rebound in the lane. Pulled down. We got a foul called. And I believe it's
Leatherberry, I think. Yep.
Cy Leatherberry picks up his second personal. 4th team foul on Kindred. Lamori will put it in play. Inside feed to Bierman in the lane. Off the glass. No good. Rebound. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Kindred ball. Crocious and Bierman were going for the ball, and they go to the Vikings with a 2-point lead here with 5:21 remaining in the half. Leatherberry into Tweet. Back to Leatherberry. To Lee. Lee across the timeline. Kindred having a little trouble with the press here today. Working. Tweet, baseline jumper. He's got it. Tweet scores for Kindred. They lead by 4. They led at 1 point by 10.
Tweet, Workin, and Crocious have scored all of Kindred's points.
Into the corner, Kirsten, inside feed, Bierman, turnaround, jump shot is good off the glass. Nice touch by the 6'8" sophomore center. Crocious goes all the way, puts it up, no good, air ball. Rebound pulled down by Kirsten across the timeline. Inside feed knocked away by Working. It'll be, whoa, they knocked it out of bounds by Hall. So it'll be Kindred ball. Pressure once more by Newburg. Leatherberry will put it in. Lee loses the basketball to Tweet. They're tied at 22. To Tweet. To Crocious, and he's fouled by Kirsten. 4:24 remaining in the half. That's Kirsten's second personal. And Jerry Crocious goes to the free throw line with a 1-and-1. We're tied at 22. I'll tell you what, Kindred better learn how to take care of that pressure there. It's hurting them. Been very effective for Newburg here. Crocious with a free throw, no good. Rebound by Workin. Leatherberry outside, now to Lee. To Leatherberry. 15-footer, no good. Rebound, Lamori. Here comes Newburg. Down to Bierman. He almost stuffed it, but he lost control. He was looking for the rim. Lee works against Tweet. Tweet with the basketball. Inside feed. Down low, stepped out of bounds and crushed it. We're tied at 22 with 3:56 remaining in the half. Lamori brings it up for Newburg. Kirsten way outside. No good. Rebound Working. Clears the boards. Out to Weatherberry. Leatherberry with the basketball. Lee. Leatherberry.
Boy, had the shot and didn't take it.
Yep, they're playing pretty conservative. Inside to Crocious. Got a jump ball call. They're really sagging on Crocious and Working. The guards for Kindred are going to have to start popping to loosen that up. There's a timeout on the floor.
First half, we're all knotted up at 22 apiece as Kindred has squandered a 10-point advantage.
Newburg is doing a good job defensively at both ends of the floor. They're putting good pressure. They've come up with some steals, but then they're sagging down low on Working and Crocious and making things tough for them. Jump ball comes to Working. He scores.
Pretty play off the tip.
Kindred by 2. Lamori with a basketball. Goes to Hall. Back to Lamori. Near side. Tweet. Kirsten back to Tweet. Lamori. Into the corner. Kirsten. Inside feed Bierman. Turnaround jump shot. Whoa. He's tough. We're tied at 24. 2:50 remaining here in the first half. Lee working against Lamori. Loses the basketball. And that's the first lead of the game for Newburg. They're up by 2. And they throw it away almost. Working. Doesn't score. Crocious is there. Working rebounds. And he's fouled by Bierman. Well, once again, we've seen the Newburg pressure give Kindred problems.
Mark Evanja checks into the Kindred lineup. He's a sophomore at 5'9".
Leon Working, a junior 6'6". He's got 8 so far in the ball game. Make it 9.
The 31, Brad Edwards is checking in for Newburg.
There you see a substitution coming in for Newburg.
Brad Edwardson, a senior at 6'1".
We're just before the half here. Working gets another one, and he's got it. We're tied at 26. Newburg was down by 10, then they led by 2, and now we're tied up again with 2:30 remaining in the half. Zone defense by the Vikings. And look at this. Newburg's going to play for the last shot. This is Lamori.
They've got a long way to go if that's their plan. There's 2:20 showing on the clock.
Hall to Tweet. Back to Hall. Jim Crocious, the head coach of Kindred, is off the bench explaining defensive instructions now. They're going to come after him. Kirsten over to Lamori.
The strategy here, they've got the big man sitting right now, and they probably want to use some time up on the clock, and now Newburg will call a timeout. But I think they're giving Bierman a little breather, and with their big man not in there, Ed, they figured they'd try to spread him out and get the easy layup, but if they didn't get it, just eat the clock out and go for the last shot.
Newburg has really kept their composure and taken it to the Vikings here in the second quarter. There you see the coach from Newburg. He's been around a long time. He's in his 28th season. I was talking to Eddie Beyer from Hillsboro this week. I said, are you one of the winningest coaches in Class B basketball in North Dakota? He says, yeah, I think so. He said, but that guy out in Newburg, he's got 5 years on me.
Something many of you people remember from former Class Bs, the Newburg Eagles have been at this state Class B tournament many times, but not as a ball club. They sang the national anthem with Coach Bob Hunkska as their leader. They came in here each year billed as the Newburg Singing Eagles. This year they won't be doing any singing, they're doing some playing.
There you see the Kindred fans. We're tied at 26 with 1:55 remaining here in the first half. Kindred dominated early, but then the pressure.
I think they might be checking that scorebook down there now. Let's see, Bierman is going to be sent back into the game. I think there was some confusion. They thought he had 3. We only have him for 2. When they found out it was only 2, I think they're going to send Bierman right back into the ballgame. Now they're checking another book. We have 2 in our book. I don't know what they've got downstairs. They're checking all the books downstairs now. That was the reason for taking Bierman out. I guess they thought he had picked up his 3rd one, but now we're going to have to see what the official books say downstairs. They're going to leave Bierman in there, so.
And of course, every writer in North Dakota has run over to the scores table to get their 2 cents in.
Okay. Old Higgy keeps a very good book.
Hey, let me tell you something, partner. You don't miss a beat. 26-26 with 1:55 remaining in the half. Tweet puts it in play to Lamori, and they're going to play keep away again. Still in the zone is Kindred. Now they're coming out of it a little bit. Hall working against Tweet. To Kirsten. Dribbles through a little pressure there. Back to Hall. To Lamori. Lamori being pressured there by Evanger, who's in the ball game now for Kindred. Tweet. To Lamori. 1:25. Tied at 26. To Hall. Lamori. Not typical of Class B that we've seen, Raj. They normally run and gun.
And they started this freeze with about 2 minutes and 37 seconds remaining in the half.
We're inside a minute now. This is Hall. Back to Lamori. Tweet. Lamori dribbles through some pressure. And he double dribbled.
So all that time didn't do him any good.
Kindred's ball now. Leatherberry will put it in play for the Vikes. To Tweet, cross court. Across the timeline. Evanger with a basketball. Inside feed to Workin. He's rejected by Bierman. Gets his own again. Off the glass and in. Workin stays with it and scores.
12 points for Workin.
20 seconds remaining in the half. Lamori to Tweet at the top of the key. Back to Lamori. 10 seconds in the half now. Kindred by 2. This is Hall. To Tweet. 5 seconds. Somebody's going to have to shoot it. Hall does. No good. Inside. Kirsten misses at the buzzer. We're at halftime. Kindred 28, Newburg 26. We'll be right back.
Newburg 28-20.
8. Kindred by 2 as we start the third quarter. Leatherby takes control, puts it over to Lee. Lee with a basketball for Kindred. Now this is Tweet. Tweet in the lane. Crosses scores. Nice feed from Tweet. Crosses did a nice job of coming across the paint to get open on that one. Kindred by 4. We just started the second half. Lamori to Hall. Back to Lamori in the corner. Looking for Bierman inside. Stolen away by Leon Workin. Leatherby to Lee. No pressure by Newburg this time. Leatherby with this is Lee. High post Crosses. Free throw line. Feeds underneath, tipped away out of bounds, or held in by Tweet. Lee goes baseline into the lane, unchallenged, misses the shot. Tweet. Tweet with an 18-footer, and he's got that one. Back to a 2-point lead, and there's the pressure by Newburg, and it gets to him right there. We're tied up with that shot. Kindred, visibly shaken by the pressure. Crosses to Workin. To Tweet in the lane, puts it up. No bucket. We got a foul on Lamori. We're tied at 30. Here's the replay, Raj.
There's Workin with it. He sees Tweet open, gets the ball down into him, but before he can shoot, Lamori moves in on him for the foul, and the ensuing shot does not count.
Tweet in the corner to Leatherberry. 15-footer.
That's his first 2 points.
Kindred by 2. Lamori quickly down court. Near side is Hall. 14-footer has got it. Tied up at 32. Pressure again by Kindred. Almost turned it over. Cautious. Loses the basketball. Underneath, Lamori scores. Newburg is making things happen. Tweet in the backcourt now. Holds his dribble to Workin.
They even got the big 6'8" kid out there on the press.
Yep.
He's not laying back playing goalie.
Turnaround jump shot. Crosses is short. Rebound Kirsten. Here comes Newburg. Quickly down the floor. Baseline. Back outside. This is Tweet. 16-footer short. Gets his own rebound. Goes into the corner. Bierman high post. Cross the paint. Lamori. He scores. Biggest lead of the ball game for Newburg. They're up by 4. Quickly down court as Lee and in.
That's his first basket. Everybody has scored now for Kindred. All the starters in the ball game have scored.
Newburg by 2, and they've got the ball. Hill, Hall, Kirsten playing catch. Back to Hall. Tipped away by Lee. Lamori gets it back. Baseline, Bierman. Hall. Tweet with a jumper. Whoa, they're high. There's a timeout on the floor. Newburg has the lead, 38-34. We'll be right back.
Newburg now has jumped out into the lead. They have it by 4 points, and again, it's been their pressure defense that's been doing the job for them.
The way they've been playing, you'd think they'd be leading by more than 4. They've really taken control of this thing. Lee is fouled by Tweet. His second.
Bierman, Kirsten, Tweet, and Hall all have 2 personal fouls apiece now for Newburg.
Second team foul for Newburg here in the second half. Cautious down low to Tweet. 3 seconds. Another turnover. Hall puts it in play to Lamori. This is Hall. Into the corner, Lamori. Won't go. Rebound in the lane. Working. Outlet pass to Crosses. They're trying to counter that pressure with a quick outlet and get up the court. Lee to Tweet. Tweet with a jumper. Scores. 38-36. Newburg by 2, and they've got the ball. Hall goes baseline. Puts it back out. And Mike Tweet comes up with a foul. as he fouls Lamoury, his second personal. First team foul on Kindred here in the second half. Lamoury will put it in play to Hall. Tweet on the wing. Kirsten, baseline, loses it out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. Kindred's got an opportunity here to tie it up. They led at 1 point by 10 in the first half. Gets it into Tweet. He loses it. It'll be Kindred ball. They're really having a tough time with that pressure, Raj. Leatherby now. Down to Crocious. That's one way to break it. Tweet with a basketball. Baseline. Lee with a jumper. No good. Pulled down by Bierman. Outlet pass. Kirsten. Here comes Newburg. Kirsten goes in the lane. Fires a jumper and scores! 40-36. Newburg back to a 4-point advantage. And Tweet brings it across the timeline. Goes down the lane all the way and cuts it to 2. 3:20 remaining here in the third quarter.
Tweet averaged only 8 points a ball game. He's got a dozen in this one already.
They need more from him, too, the way they're sagging on the big guys. There's a jumper by Lamoury.
He now has 13. He's the game's leading scorer.
Lee gets it up to Crocious. That's the way they've been breaking the press the past few times down the floor, is just getting the ball up to the big people. Inside feed, Crocious now Workin gets it and scores. Workin took the rebound off the rim, which was an intended alley-oop. 42-40, Newburg, near side, Lamoury. He's deadly from there and didn't get that one. Rebound Crocious to Leatherby. Kindred is satisfied to go with pretty much the slowdown game and get to the half court and work the big guys inside. Tweet now. Baseline, inside feed, Workin. Turnaround jump shot. And he's fouled by Bierman.
That's his third one.
That's a big one, too. Here's
a look at it. Tweet goes inside to Workin. Workin turns inside and going up on him. And there is a foul right there by Bierman. And we've got a timeout with 2 minutes, 26 seconds left in the third period. McPherson, now Larry Hauser, the other official, moving into the picture, as Leon Workin will go to the free throw line with time back in. He can tie it here for the Vikings.
He'll get a couple. Bierman picked up his third personal, which sends Workin to the free throw line. He's got 14 on the afternoon. Make it 15. Newburg by 1. 42-41.
7 of 8 at the line for Kindred. Newburg is 0 for 1.
Workin misses. Rebound. Bierman outlet pass. Lamoury behind the back and all that kind of stuff. The backcourt quickness to Newburg has been a thorn in the side of Kindred today. Into the lane goes Kirsten, and he's fouled by Crocious. His second.
Here's a look. There's the pass down in low. As he goes up for the shot, Crocious really pops into him for the foul.
Newburg by 1 with 2:14 to go in the third quarter.
Here's a good look at Jason Kirsten. He has 9 points in the ball game, looking for double figures with his free throw. No. Fouled in the act of shooting. He has one more. Newburg is yet to pick up a point at that charity stripe.
Kirsten gets the second one. Pressure again by Newburg. They get it into Lee, working against Lamoury. Gets it across the timeline to Workin, to Tweet. Tweet goes baseline. Puts it inside to Crocious. Goes up strong. Misses the inside shot. Rebounded. Tweet outlet pass Lamoury all the way. No good. Rebound. Leatherby pulls it down for the Vikings. Transition game that time was good for Newburg, but they couldn't cash in. Almost stolen away, and it is. What a play by Lamoury.
Wow.
Lamoury does a great job of getting it off Tweet's leg here.
Lamoury slaps it away and then bangs it right back off Tweet's leg, and Newburg gets the basketball.
Learned that at the concrete jungle. Bierman inside with a turnaround jumper, won't go. Rebound by Crocious. Crocious outlet pass to Lee, and Lee slows it up. Across the timeline with 1:20 remaining here in the quarter. Shot from the corner. Leatherby scores. We're tied at 43 with 1:15 to go. Lamourie, right side. This is Tweet. Back to Lamourie. Kirsten, inside feed, Bierman. Bierman, baseline jumper, he's got it. They're up by 2. Lee working against Lamourie. To Workin. Leatherby puts it up. Off the glass, too strong. We got a foul called, and that's going to be on Jerry Crocious, his 3rd personal.
Here's a look at it. Leatherbury puts up the shot. Then in the battle for the rebound, there's reaching in for it there, but Crocious was pushing off underneath. His 3rd personal.
He was pushing Kirsten. Now with a 2-point lead, Newburg's going to slow it up with 38 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Trying to pull Kindred out of that zone. Lamourie pressured by Tweet. Tweet with a basketball. Cross court to Hall, back to Lamourie. 20 seconds remaining in the quarter. 15 seconds. Tweet cross to Hall. Hall takes the jumper, rejected by Workin. Lamourie, baseline feed. Kirsten rejected by Crocious. 3 seconds, 2 seconds. We got a jump ball and 1 second left on the clock. Well, there you saw the big guys come out. Workin made the big play by coming out to the free throw line and pressuring the shot. And then Crocious blocked the 2nd shot. Jump ball, and that's the end of the quarter. 45-43, Newburg.
All right, these Kindred fans are going to try and rally their Vikings. Stand up here. Who are you?
What?
What's your name?
Todd McMichael.
Who are you?
Eric Berg.
Who are you?
Scott Bauman.
Let's hear it. Who's going to win?
Well, they got 8 minutes to prove it. But Newburg is a team to be reckoned with. Their backcourt has done a great job here this afternoon. So they go into the 4th quarter with a 2-point lead. Tip comes to Newburg. Lamourie. Inside feed to Tweet. And they've got it. Newburg by 4. Workin. Loses the basketball to Lamourie. Baseline Hawley travel.
Here's the 3rd quarter stats. You'll see where the Eagles outscored the Vikings 19-15 and really started working those boards 11-5.
Tweet now bring it up for Kindred. And he's fouled by Hall. You just get the feeling that Newburg's about ready to explode.
3rd personal, 4th team foul.
4th team foul on Newburg. 3rd personal on Hall. Leatherby puts it in and loses the basketball to Bierman. Bierman to Lamourie. Kirsten in the lane. Puts it up. He's fouled. Workin.
Working right. That's his 1st.
7:27 remaining in the ball game, and Newburg leads by 4.
4th team foul.
Kirsten to the free throw line can give Newburg their biggest lead of the ball game. The seniors got 10 points on the afternoon. He's got that one. Balanced scoring for Newburg, I see, Raj.
Yep, everybody's getting into the act. Nobody with less than 8 points.
Kirsten, 2nd free throw. And they lead by 6. 49-43, and the pressure by Newburg. This is Kindred's Lee with a basketball. To Leatherby. Back to Lee. Inside feed to Crocious. To Workin. And they do it. Back to a 4-point lead by Newburg. Lamourie. Down the lane. Dishes off. Tweet with an 18-footer. He's got it.
Double figures for Tweed. He has 10 points.
Lee works against Lamore as he brings it up. Leatherby. 6:45 remaining in the ball game. Leatherby. Inside feed. Cautious. And he's fouled from behind. And Kirsten picks up the personal. His third. And that will put, let's see, not the bonus yet.
Yeah, now it is.
Yeah, 15 foul. Yep.
Cautious has been quiet thus far in the second half with only 2 points. He has 10 in the ball game.
Kindred's never really had a chance to move their offense here, run their offense, because the pressure's gotten to them. Cautious scores from the free throw line to make it 51-46. He gets a couple. Newburg by 4. Lamore with a basketball. Man-to-man defense now by Kindred as they've played a zone most of the day. Down the lane, Kirsten, and in. And Cautious is fouled by Kirsten again. His 4th personal.
Foul by number 25, Jason Kirsten, his 4th personal.
Here's the foul.
Here's Kirsten going into the lane, changing hands and going up with the left hander. That was the basket by Kirsten. Then on the ensuing inbound play, Kirsten picked up his 4th personal foul, and Jerry Cautious is at the line.
Cautious has made 3 straight now from the line, 53-48.
Brad Edwardson back into the Newburg lineup, replacing Kirsten.
Kirsten goes out with 4. Cautious misses his second one. Leatherby puts it up. He's rejected, but he's fouled by Tweet. So to the free throw line goes Leatherby. And they loom as very big shots at this point. 6:23 remaining in the ball game. 53-48, Newburg. We'll be right back.
But that pressing defense is starting to get him in trouble. Kirsten is on the bench with 4 fouls. Bierman, Tweet, and Hall all have 3 apiece.
And Kindred goes to the free throw line with Leatherby attempting the shots. 6:23 remaining in the ball game. Kindred, the much bigger team than Newburg, struggling here this afternoon. Leatherby with 4 on the day. Make it 5. 53-49. Leatherby cuts it to 3, but we had somebody on the Leatherby was on the line, and it'll be no bucket. So it's a 4-point lead by Newburg. Man-to-man defense by Kindred now. Tweet will take Lamore in the basketball. Gets it to Hall. Hall working against Lee. Bierman at the high post. 6'8" kid, sophomore, baseline. Edwardson back out to Lamore. 6 minutes to go. Hall. Inside feed. Bierman with a jump shot off the glass, no good. Rebound Leatherby. Gives it up to Cautious. To Lee. 4-point deficit. Kindred. Traveled. Lee traveled before he got it into Cautious. Kirsten will come back in now for Newburg as Edwardson will sit down. Kirsten playing with 4 fouls. Newburg leads by 4, 53-49. Lamore brings it up. Still in a man-to-man as Kindred. Lamore puts it up. He's fouled and it's good. Big play by the backcourt guard.
Here's Lamore coming over to the right side, goes up with the shot. He's fouled by Tweet, but follows through on the shot anyway and hits it, and he is at the free throw line. That is Tweet's 3rd personal.
Lamore will put it up. from the free throw line, and he gets the three-point play. 56-49. 5:28 to go. Tweet loses the basketball, but Hall knocks it out of bounds. It'll be Viking ball. 7-point advantage now for Newburg. 5:23 remaining in the ball game. Leatherby will put it in play to Workin. Back to Lee. Tweet on the wing. Inside feed, Workin. Triple team, goes up anyway and gets it.
19
Boy, they're sagging
points
there.
for Workin.
5-point advantage now for Newburg. Lamori to Hall. Man-to-man defense by Kindred. Bierman at the high post. Kirsten in the lane, puts it up. Rejected by Crushes. Pulled down by Workin. And he throws it away to Lamori. Lamori goes baseline. Puts it up. Won't go. Knocked out of bounds. It'll be Newburg ball. This Lamori can really make things happen. After the steal, he was aggressive. He went right to the bucket. They're not going to slow down. Inside feed. Bierman puts it up. No good. Leatherby pulls it down to Lee. 56-51. Newburg. Tweet on the wing. Tweet moves it in. Crushes puts it on the floor. Offensive foul on Crushes, and that's his 4th personal.
Here it is. They give the lob pass in there to Crushes. He works the baseline, but pops right in to Tweet for the offensive foul.
5-point lead with 4:29 remaining in the ball game. Kindred trails. Newburg, an impressive backcourt game today. Into the corner, Lamori working against Leatherby. Dishes out to Bierman. Inside feed, Kirsten goes in the lane. He traveled. Boy, Crushes was playing him tight with 4 fouls.
And Coach Jerry Crushes, or Jim Crushes, wants a timeout for Newburg with that 5-point advantage. Kindred jumped out to an early lead. Matter of fact, one time in the first period, they led by 10. They led by 5 at the end of the first quarter, but now they find themselves trailing by 5 with 4 minutes and 13 seconds left in the game.
They're going to have to handle this pressure. Working. Cross-court pass to Tweet. Across the timeline. Tweet to Leatherby. To Lee. The top of the key. Back to Leatherby. They're sagging on Crushes. Lee. Inside feed to Crushes. He traveled. 56-51 with 3:55 to go. That was a big turnover. Lamori. Having trouble. Gets it back to Tweet. To Hall. 3:40 to go. Bierman. Inside feed. Kirsten. Turnaround jump shot. Doesn't get it. Working on the boards. Gives it up to Tweet. Back to Lee. Every bucket counts now for Kindred. They've got to get her going. But Newburg is playing awful feisty right now. Whistle underneath as they go inside to Workin.
Lamori gets it.
Lamori picks up his 2nd personal.
You know, Ed, at the end of the ball game, when we get the official stats on turnovers, I bet we're going to be in the vicinity of 35 or 40. We had 24 in that first half.
Here in the second half, a lot of them are going to go against Kindred. Working. With a 1-and-1, makes the first one.
20 points for Leon Workin.
Cuts the Newburg lead to 4 with 3:22 to go.
He is 4 of 5 at the line.
Second free throw by Workin, too strong. Lamori, or this is Tweet. 3:15. Newburg by 4. Kirsten back to Hall. Tweet with a basketball. Tweet on Tweet. Tweet with a jumper, and it goes. 3 minutes and a 6-point lead. And they lose it again. Raj was just talking about turnovers. We're inside the 3-minute mark. And a 6-point lead by Newburg, and they want to play keep away. This is Hall into the corner. Kirsten goes baseline, rejected by Workin, but he gets his own. Inside feed, Bierman, rejected again. Crushes takes it away. Working and Cautious are getting it done, but they can't get any offense going. They're really sagging on the big guys. Leatherberry, Lee, shoots, off the glass and in. 58-54. Newburg by 4 with 2:15 remaining in the ball game. Now it's starting to really pick up. Lamori. They're running the box offense now. Kirsten with 4 fouls. Back out to Lamori. Leatherby's on him. We're inside 2 minutes. Kirsten loses the basketball. Working, and we got a foul on Kirsten. That'll be 5. Kirsten is fouled out with 1:53 to go. Raj?
It was another turnover that caused the foul, as you'll get a look at here in just a moment, as Kirsten will have to lose the game. Kirsten lost the basketball. Workin went diving after it. Kirsten dove with him and got in on him with the body for his 5th personal foul.
$6,750 fans are here today for the first game of the state Class B boys basketball tournament.
Not bad for a Thursday afternoon.
And it ain't even prime time. 58-54 with 1:53 remaining. Newburg leads Kindred, working at the free throw line, and Leatherberry called for a lane violation as Workin makes the bucket, the free throw, but it won't count. That's the 2nd lane violation against Kindred today. And we've got a timeout, Newburg.
Newburg leading in the ball game, as Ed just said, by 4 points. And Newburg, with that pressure that we've been talking about all afternoon, with 1:53 remaining, they've lost one of their outstanding ball players, Jason Kirsten, with 5 personal fouls. He left after scoring 14 points plus a great floor game. And with all that scrambling that Newburg has been doing, they have been picking up some personal fouls, and as a matter of fact, quite a few.
Cautious has got 4.
But a couple of lane violations have cost Kindred chances of more points. Brad Edwardson, who has played in the ball game briefly 2 or 3 times, is back in there now to finish it out for Jason Kirsten and to see if the Eagles can hang on to their 4-point advantage.
58-54, 1:53 remaining in the ball game, and Newburg has got the basketball. Tweet to Hall. Hall.
Boy, they're quick.
Yeah, they are. And it's paid off for them today. They've used their quickness. They've pressured the backcourt of Kindred all day. Edwardson in. 1:35. Tweet takes it away, and that's a big steal for the Vikings. Kindred can cut it to 2. Leatherby to Lee. This is Tweet. Outside jumper. He's got it. 58-56 with 1:15 remaining in the ball game. Lamori being pressured to the backcourt. Gets it to Hall. Across the timeline. They thought he turned it over. Nothing called. Tweet. 1 minute remaining. Kindred leads or trails by 2. Newburg. Hall, inside feed. Bierman rejected by Cautious, and that'll be his 5th personal foul. He's out of the ball game.
All right, here it is. They're going to lob it in to Bierman, their 6'8 center. He goes up. Cautious gets on the ball, but comes in with the body for the personal foul.
58-56. And in the ball game now for Kindred is Jacobson, as Cautious has fouled out with 52 seconds remaining. Newburg a 2-point lead, and they send the big kid, Kevin Bierman, to the free throw line, who's got 8 points on the day. And he makes it. 3-point advantage now for Newburg. And Tweet calls timeout for Kindred. Well, Raj, you start thinking about who would shoot the three-pointer for Kindred, but we haven't seen a whole lot of outside shooting by them this afternoon.
They haven't tried any three-pointers at all. As a matter of fact, they've passed up some 10-footers. Most of the game plan was to work it into Workin and Crosses. Workin has responded with 20 points. Crosses fouls out after scoring 13. But if Mr. Bierman makes this next free throw, that would give them a 4-point advantage again. With 52 seconds left, Kindred coming down doesn't have to look for the three-pointer just yet. The main thing they would want to do is come down and get a 2-point basket to get within 2. Should Bierman miss, there's still a lot of time, and depending on the circumstances, we'll see whether they go from long range or try to get it into Working. Dr. Bob Tudor, the team host of the Newburg Eagles, and Bill Miller, the team host of the Kindred Vikings. They were both out there in the team huddles.
59-56. Bierman gets one more from the free throw line, and he makes it. 4-point lead now.
4 players in double figures for Newburg.
That's the kind of ball they've been playing all year. Tweet, 45 seconds. To Lee. To Tweet. Tweet will take the jumper. In and out. Bierman rebounds. Outlet pass to Hall. Hall to Lamore with 32 seconds remaining. And Tweet picks up the foul. And Tweet will go to the free throw line. 29 seconds remaining, and a 4-point lead by Newburg.
That's foul number 4 on Tweet. And Eric Tweet for Newburg, who's at the line, will be there for the first time. He's got 12 points, all on field goals.
Enrollment of 51 at Newburg High, right?
Yeah, 55 I have, but maybe 4 kids flunked out.
Probably our relatives. 61-56. Misses that one. Jump ball called in the lane. Newburg has really outplayed Kindred here this afternoon in the second half. 61-56. The jump ball, and a big one comes to Hall. Puts it back to Lamore, and he's fouled by Leatherby.
That's number 3 on Cy Leatherberry.
What about? 22 seconds remaining in the ball game, and a 6 or 5-point lead. We got a lane violation.
Bierman.
Well, 2 lane by. Boy, that official, he sure watches that lane, doesn't he?
That's Larry Hauser. He's called all 3 of them in the ball game.
Working. 3-pointer. He's got it! 15 seconds. Pressure by Kindred. Lamore keeps it in play. Tweet fouls out with 10 seconds to go. And Lamore, the wrong kid to send to the free throw line, as far as Kindred is concerned, but that's what they have to do. 61-59. 3-point shot by Workin. 10 seconds remaining.
This is Evanger coming into the ball game.
Here's the 3-point shot by Workin. Watches his feet to make sure he's in the right range and does some casting and gets it. That makes it 61-59. Lamore's free throw. It's no good. Rebound by Bierman. 8 seconds, 7 seconds. We got a foul again. Oh, was that a big rebound for him, Raj? Lamore missed the free throw, but better yet for the Eagles, Bierman came up with a big rebound.
Leatherberry picked up the personal. That's his 4th. A
Hall
couple
now.
of free throws right here can seal it for Newburg, but
Hall
they don't
misses
get
it.
it.
Leatherby, 4 seconds remaining. Across the timeline, long shot. It's over. Newburg wins 61-59. And we got a foul call. Jim Croshus is saying, was there a foul called? He's talking to the official. Here's the replay. This is Evanger with a basketball, bringing it across the timeline. Now, Jim Croshus, the coach of Kindred, thought there was a foul called on the shot.